Hey, everybody. Welcome to an unplanned episode of Not Financial Advice. I'm Sean. Today is the 30th day of April, which is a Tuesday. We're about 45 minutes, an hour away from the end of closing. We've got some breaking news right now that the DEA, at the urging of the Biden administration, as well as um, the FDA and Department of Health and Human Services, the DEA is now appearing to agree to reschedule marijuana from a class 1 drug, which has no medical benefits and a high addiction potential. And it looks like the DEA is agreeing to reschedule marijuana down to a class 3, which would put it in the same category as ketamine or Tylenol with codeine, things that you can be prescribed from a doctor or get at a local strip mall. And so this opens a scenario where marijuana stocks are not hit with the punitive 280E tax. It makes the possibility of the inevitability of federal legalization all that more likely, improves the odds of the banking bill, and can just completely change the landscape for civil rights when it comes to marijuana use. And the market's down about 0.9% today. My portfolio is down much less than that, down just about 0.1% today. And it's all on the back of this marijuana news. If you came on YouTube to get information about this news, I'd ask you to like my video, subscribe to the channel. I'm someone who's been invested in cannabis stocks for a long time and has been punished for that. But, this is where you can see conviction having a positive outcome. So my biggest cannabis position is TruLeaf out of Florida, where they have legalization on the ballot this November. It's up 29% today, which is a $300 gain. Green Thumb Industry is my second largest conviction and holding, up about 145. And then we have CURLF up about 90 today. But we can also see part of my strategy. I have Turning Point Brands, the company which owns Zigzags and has the exclusive ability to distribute clipper lighters in the US and Canada, is up about 2.4% today, while the market's down nearly 1%, notching some gains there. And we're also seeing Scott's Miracle Grow, which owns Hawthorne. Scott's Miracle Grow, which owns Hawthorne, is trading well today. It's about flat, but it's had some good reaction to the news. That's the largest hydroponic growing company in the United States. And so, this is the data that we have. The DEA is looking to reschedule marijuana. DEA is expected to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug. The AP reports this Tuesday, citing people familiar with the matter. DEA's proposal should still undergo review of the White House Office of Management and Budget. The White House is for this, so um, that seems very promising. If approved, cannabis will be categorized away from Schedule 1 and into Schedule 3. So this is news from Seeking Alpha and now being reported by the Associated Press. Taking a look at what's the closest thing we have to an index, let's take a look at Advisors Shares, MSOS. Looking sort of from where it had bottomed out as low as $4.90. This was in late 23 when the market started ripping. This guy's up 125%, although it's still down from all-time highs. There was a speculative rush in stocks in late 21, so still down 79%. I don't think it's too late to get in. So we can just sort of see this is when the Health and Human Services or FDA started looking at making a recommendation to reschedule. We can see we're up 126% here. But just in the last month, we can see things have been sort of trading down. And this is going to be all on today's news, up about 22%, holding steady. So looking over this 1-year time period, we can just see these parabolic moves. The stock is still down significantly over all times. So the index today is up on the news 20%. My top holding, TruLeaf, which has a near monopoly in Florida, which again is likely, which is again likely to go legal here this November, is up 31.3%. I think this is the most gains I've seen in the stock in any of my days of investing in the last 3 years, up 31% at present time. We can see that it's down over all time a significant amount from its highs, down 73%, less than the index. But looking at its outperformance here, the index is up 126%. TrueLeaf is up 290%, moving in a very parabolic fashion today. And then Green Thumb Industries, they have a really strong brand with incredible bars. I think they differentiate themselves from being a commodity. They're up 22% today, a little bit better than the index. We can see that they've had, as far as cannabis stocks, some of the best performance, down less than 60% from all-time highs. But it's performed better overall and has run a little bit less than some others, but that's one I definitely believe in. And then CURLF, this is one that has some exposure to overseas. They have some businesses in Europe as well, but this is run by a smart group of people. I hold this one as well. This is moving sort of in similar ways, recovered well. And so some other ways that you could potentially play this is just by simply buying the quote index. MSOS has had a nice recovery, around 126% since the news broke a few weeks ago. Looks like there's some trading going on, up about 19%. But some other ways that I play this is with Hawthorne. And so they have earnings coming up in a few days. This is where the news broke. This should be where the news broke about the DEA's decision, going up 2%. A chunk of their revenue, maybe about 30% or so, is in Hawthorne, a hydroponics company that they own. So I own Scott's Miracle Grow. That's a way to get exposure to this space indirectly. We can also see, again, Turning Point Brands, which makes zigzag rolling papers. Consumer Defensive, about a third of their revenue is from zigzag rolling papers. And then there's also Clipper Lighters. This is responding really well today. And then a little bit of a contrarian way to play this would be McDonald's. Stoners love McDonald's. It's not reacting hugely, but I think that, anything to do with food, McDonald's, Pepsi, things of that nature, I think they could do well over the next 5 years as our society changes around this fantastic historic development. So I'll ask you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and, just follow my channel for more interesting investing ideas. While we have the market down 0.9%, I've got stocks ripping 22, 23% for some serious outperformance, and that's what it's all about. So I'm glad I could bring you some value today. I'm Sean, not financial advice. I'll see you on the next one.